Anita Pathak. Welcome back to my next class on emergency drugs. So in the previous class, I had shared short brief introduction about what are emergency drugs, in which situation these drugs are to be used, and I had also shared few names of the emergency drugs used in common practices. Let's go back to them. So as said previously, I have divided the emergency drugs into first line emergency drugs used in common practices and second line emergency drugs, which are also equally used in common practices, but we have somewhat knowledge of those drugs. The first line emergency drugs are adrenaline, atropine, amiodarone, dexamethasone, and dextrose, and dopamine. You can easily remember these drugs as AD. We usually remember our birthdays and other dates, and so I have made this small mnemonic AD. Now in future, if you remember any of the dates, you will in AD uh, you will remember these first line emergency drugs. A for adrenaline, atropine, amiodarone, and D for dopamine, dexamethasone, and dextrose. A3, D3, remembered as AD. Moving on to second line emergency drugs. These are paracetamol, calcium gluconate, ranitidine, oxygen, insulin, ipratropium bromide, and nitroglyceride. We are in 2020-21 AD. Everyone knows about coronavirus, and the pandemic is still going on. So the term PCR, oxygen, emergency, is easily remembered nowadays. Hence, I have made a small mnemonic for remembering these second line drugs as PCR, oxygen in emergency, P for paracetamol, C for calcium gluconate, R for ranitidine, O for oxygen in emergency, I for insulin, ipratropium bromide, N for nitroglyceride, remembered as emergency drugs in emergency, PCR, oxygen in emergency. So let's move on to single drugs. Adrenaline. Adrenaline is the most commonly used emergency drugs. We can see in every ICUs and emergency departments. Adrenaline's mechanism of action is adrenaline is a hormone which is present in our body, and it has a sympathetic action. So mechanism of action of adrenaline is sympathetic stimulant. Mainly it acts on alpha and beta receptors. We are here concerned about the cardiac effect of use of adrenaline on alpha and beta receptors. In emergencies, the most common indications for using adrenaline are cardiac arrest and anaphylaxis. Cardiac arrest, the dose for adrenaline in cardiac arrest is adult dose 1 mg IV bolus intravenously. It is in emergencies, drugs are given parenterally. So there is availability of 1 ml of 1:1000 or 10 ml of 1:10,000 IV drugs. You can use any of them. For 1:1000, we have 1 mg IV bolus. So here is a small note for you to remember during use of adrenaline. Adrenaline dose should be followed by a use of saline floss of 20 ml normal saline. So so that it can be given, it can be entered in a more better way. Adrenaline may also be given down the endotracheal tube in emergencies or in ICUs. When the patient has cardiac arrest, usually there is a need of intubation. So in such cases, adrenaline can be administered through endotracheal tube as well. The dose is 5 times the IV dose, and it should be diluted into 10 ml of normal saline. The doses for children are adrenaline 10 micrograms per kg, that is 0.1 ml per kg of 1:10,000 up to 1 ml. These doses are a bit difficult to remember, But if you practice it as writing on paper, and you can also uh, make a habit of putting it on your memos or writing it wherever you, whenever or wherever you get time. Also, you can write it on your calendars, and whenever you see those calendars or dates, you can have an overview of these drugs dose. So as every drug has side effects, adrenaline causes sympathetic effects. So tachycardia is its side effect. That is common phenomenon of sympathetic stimulation. It also causes tremor, anxiety, cold extremities. As it causes vasoconstriction, it causes cold extremities too. It also causes headaches, and pulmonary edema and arrhythmias are more dangerous side effects of adrenaline. Next use of adrenaline is it is used in anaphylaxis reactions. Anaphylaxis dose, adult dose is 0.1 to 0.5 ml, 1 is to 1000 concentration. It can be given subcutaneously or intramuscularly. In children, the dose is same, 10 micrograms per kg subcutaneously. Now, some of the contraindications of adrenaline are hypersensitivity, hypertension, hyperthyroidism, angina, as the effects of adrenaline can cause cerebral hemorrhage. So it is dangerous to use in hypertension, but we can always go for risk versus benefit. If you have to save a life, then adrenaline is mostly preferred in spite of its contraindications or adverse reactions. Giving a brief about its mechanism of action, it acts on smooth muscles and causes its contraction. It also causes vasoconstriction. It causes glandular secretions. In high doses, it causes arrhythmias. It causes relaxation of our gut sphincter. It causes relaxation of our gut and contraction of sphincter of gut. It also causes platelet aggregation. Hence, we should not give it in anginal pain. It also causes decrease in insulin and also increases glycogenolysis. It also increases acetylcholine and it causes mydriasis in eyes. Moving towards another drug, atropine. Atropine, its mechanism of action is anticholinergic. It is an anticholinergic drug. Acetylcholine, you must have heard about a chemical acetylcholine, which is in our body, which is released in nerve endings. So atropine is anticholinergic, which is anti-acetylcholine drug. It usually affects muscarinic receptors. The receptors are M1, M2, and M3. It is a natural alkaloid. If you have to remember it as synthetic or natural, it is a natural alkaloid, natural drug. So the doses and uses are mostly in emergency. It is used in asystole and heart block. The dose is almost same. In heart block, usually we give 0.6 mg IV intravenously. In asystole, we can give up to 3 mg, starting from 0.5 mg IV bolus. Some of the adverse effects of atropine are tachycardia, atropine fever in children, and it is contraindicated in glaucoma, narrow angle glaucoma, because it further narrows the angle, and then we have adverse effects of glaucoma. Some of the effects of atropine as mechanism of action can be remembered as it causes tachycardia, bronchodilation, it decreases glandular secretion, and in eye, it causes myiasis. Moving to another drug, amiodarone. Amiodarone is an antiarrhythmic drug. It is a class 3 drug of antiarrhythmic classification. The mechanism of action is it prolongs action potential and refractory period and blocks sodium channel. Hence, it acts as an antiarrhythmic drug. Emergency use of amiodarone is it can be used in arrhythmias, usually the tachyarrhythmias, supraventricular tachycardias, ventricular tachycardias, or ventricular fibrillations. The dose is easy to remember. It is usually 100 to 300 mg, that is 5 mg per kg, slow IV infusion in 30 to 60 minutes. Also, another indication is cardiac arrest, probably due to the arrhythmias. In this also we can use amiodarone. The dose is same, 300 mg IV. Oral dose of amiodarone is 400 to 600 per day, followed by 100 to 200 maintenance dose after few weeks, which is used after the patient is stable in arrhythmias, and we can switch to oral drugs. Some of the side effects of amiodarone are: it causes headache, nausea, vomiting, tremor, bradycardia. It causes bradycardia. The previous two drugs used to cause tachycardias, and it is a drug which causes bradycardia. Hence, the effect bradycardia is used as its mechanism as well. It also causes photosensitivity, and deadly its deadly side effect is pulmonary fibrosis. It is contraindicated in hypersensitivity, heart block, and pregnancy because it causes bradycardia. So we cannot give amiodarone in heart blocks. So these are the three A's: atropine, amiodarone, and adrenaline. Now moving forward to the D's. Dopamine. Dopamine's mechanism of action is similar as adrenaline. It is also a sympathomyotic inotrope. The receptors are D1 and D2, but it also acts on the alpha and beta 1 receptors. It causes vasodilation at low dose, that is 2 microgram, but it causes vasoconstriction at high doses, that is more than 5 micrograms. So it is used as per its mechanism of action. The uses in emergencies of dopamine are: it is very much used in shock. It can be cardiogenic or septic shock. The dose is 3 to 10 microgram per kg per minute IV infusion. It is also given intravenously. It also used in the heart failure. The doses are high because of its vasoconstriction action at high doses. 5 to 10 microgram per kg per minute IV infusion, or in mg we can remember it as 0.2 to 1 mg per minute IV infusion. The doses are always confusing, and for remembering the doses, either you have to practice or you have to write it as much as you can. Some of the side effects of dopamine are: it also causes headache, anxiety, nausea, vomiting, as similar as that of adrenaline. The contraindications of dopamine are arrhythmias, pheochromocytomas, renal failure, as its effect is vasoconstriction at high doses. So in pheochromocytoma, it can cause hypertension, and it is contraindicated. It can be lethal as well. Now moving towards another D, we have dexamethasone, which is most commonly used nowadays as COVID pandemic is going on. Dexamethasone is the drug of choice in emergencies in COVID-19 diseases. The mechanism of action of dexamethasone is: it is also a hormone already present in our body. It is a glucocorticoid, and among the classification, it is a long-acting glucocorticoid. It also has anti-inflammatory effects as well as immunosuppressive effects. Doses and uses in emergencies are: we all know about COVID-19 disease, it is the drug of choice in moderate to severe COVID-19 disease, and it can be life-saving drug in such patients. The dose is 6 to 8 mg per day. It can be given orally or it can be given intravenously. Usually, it is given intravenously in emergency setting to act fast. It is also used in acute exacerbations of COPD. The dose is 8 mg per oral, or it can also give an IV. Other uses, emergency uses are: it can be used in cerebral edema or adrenal insufficiencies, and other inflammatory diseases, allergies, malignancies, or other autoimmune diseases, if uh, they come in emergency. Talking about its adverse effects, it is easy to remember, but too many. The adverse effects of dexamethasone are too many, but you can remember them as Cushingoid. You must have heard about Cushing disease, which is a disease caused due to steroid more steroid in our body. So this dexamethasone side effects can be remembered as C for Cushing habitus, that is, we have round face, moon face, we have a buffalo hump on our shoulders, we have obesity, central obesity. For you, ulcer, that is peptic ulcer. S stands for stria, it causes bruising, so purple stria. H for hirsutism, I for infections, N for necrosis of femur head or knee joints, G for growth retardation or glaucoma, O for osteoporosis, I for insulin resistance, that is diabetes, and also D for delayed healing. It is contraindicated in severe immunosuppressed individuals as it has an immunosuppressive action as well. Now moving towards another D, that is dextrose. Dextrose is a sugar, glucose. So mechanism of action is it oxidizes to carbon dioxide and water and then provides instant energy, calories and fluid to our body. It is available as tablets and fluids. In fluids, it is available as 5%, 10%, 25%, and so on. 5% equals to 50 gram per liter of glucose, 10% equals to 100 gram per liter, 25% equals to 250 gram per liter. The doses and uses in emergencies are, it is mostly used in hypoglycemia. We can give any form of dextrose or glucose in such cases. We not really need fluids or tablet forms. We can also give sugar available or another juices, other fluids which contain dextrose or glucose in such cases. The dose is 4 to 25 grams that dose. Similarly, it is also used in hypovolemia in emergencies, adjusted according to age and weight, given with normal saline. The side effects are minimal. They are hypersensitivity, pain and redness at injection site if given parenterally. It is usually contraindicated in cerebral hemorrhage and hepatic coma. Hence, these are the drugs I would like to cover in this class. For next second line drugs, I will come back with another video. Now for remembering the drugs, we have to remember the common emergencies. Those conditions can be remembered together with these drugs. Some of the common emergencies are, which can be remembered as CAS, CASH. C for cardiac failure, cardiac block or cardiac arrest. C for COVID-19, severe disease. C for COPD, acute exacerbation. A for asystole, A for arrhythmia, A for adrenal insufficiency, and A for anaphylaxis. S for shock, H for hypoglycemia. I have covered the drugs used in such conditions previously as first-line emergency drugs. Now moving towards some questions. These are some brainstorming questions I would like to provide and would like to answer in another session. Which of the following steroid is long-acting? Prednisolone, dexamethasone, methylprednisolone, or hydrocortisone? While doing CPR, which drug is used? Atropine, adrenaline, amiodarone, or all of above? A 65 years old male smoker diagnosed with COPD 10 years back came to emergency of Puthan PHC with complaint of shortness of breath. Which drug would you give in this condition? Dopamine, adrenaline, dexamethasone, atropine. A diabetic patient on insulin was on fasting and fainted. What is the drug of choice for this condition? Adrenaline, dexamethasone, dextrose, dopamine. Thank you for your attention. I hope you will like the video. See you in next session.